Hello YouTube, and welcome back to the walkthrough of Eden Eternal. In this episode we're going to do the, the Eagle Gang quest. So right now, just to start it off, as you can see it says travel to East Looted Caravan and North Looted Caravan, and it gives you the coordinates. So just click the go button and it'll take you there. Let me look at this inventory. Oh, that's right. I don't think I talked about this. The Grassland Alpaca. It's a time-limited item for the quest that it gives you, and just increases your movement speed by a little bit. And it looks pretty funny. Alright. So it'll give you the little bell sound, and it says traveled to East Looted Caravan, blah blah blah. Click on the north, and that's some kind of special rare mount. And seriously, they have you walk like that far away. It's ridiculous. No, I don't want to join any guild. Alright, so I think it's right about here. If you look in your inventory, the uncooked mutton says the fresh mutton can be used near the looted caravan in Tranquil Hill, 137 by 252, to lure the steel-toothed boar. It has a gamey taste, not unlike that of a goat. Now, if you look at the coordinates in the top right corner, I'm at 130 and 261. And, nope, I'm not close enough. Alright, so 137 and 252. That means gotta go down a little bit, and back a little bit. Not too much, and again, you don't have to be exactly there. And there you go. And just gotta fight this monster. It's a big boar. And, alright. So that's it. That's it for that. And, let's see, what's the rest of my quest? So that was, well, actually, for the Eagle Gang quest, you do have to go over and talk to Julian. And it's always nice to put on the alpaca to ride on to make you go faster. Alright, and talk to this guy, blah blah blah, and then you have to go back to Merchant Abel for the rest of the quest, although I do have some other quests where I have to defeat the Ironhide Boar. 12 of them, actually, which shouldn't really take that long. And also, just to say, I am recording this on Fraps again, rather than XSplit Broadcaster, so I don't really know exactly how much better or worse the quality will be. But I'm hoping the quality will be better on Fraps, because that seems to be the pattern, I suppose. The quality's better, it's a little less laggy, but then the file size is enormous, comparatively. Alright, so really all you gotta do is kill 12 of these, and it's just a little time consuming, not usually that time consuming, and really, that guy just showing off, having that really awesome horse type thing to ride on. It's just, yeah. Alright. One thing that'd be really cool about playing this game for long enough is having like one of those really cool mounts. But I'm pretty sure those are probably only available through buying it. And alright, Curia Library, just checking out. Alright, now we gotta defeat the Iron Tusk Boar, and that's part of the Curia Library quest, the Grimoire quest, if you will. Just gotta defeat 6 of those, and 12 of the other kind because of the Avenge the Wounded, I think it's called. The other quest by Foreman Dot. Alright, so just 2 more. Should go down pretty easy, especially if you've been keeping up with what I'm doing and already at level 13. Alright, so now that's it for that. I'm gonna go to Foreman Knot. Always put on the alpaca when you're trying to go long distances. And then remember to keep up with your Grimoire quest, and of course remember to accept the second one, or accept the quest after the one you just completed. Alright, so let's take a look at that. Close that, Curia Library. Now we've got to defeat the Eagle Gang gangsters, and butchers, I think it said. Alright, first, talk to you, blah blah blah, you don't give me any new quest. And then I'm pretty sure it's from there that I should have remembered to do it. If you click the go button to get to your next place, depending on where you came from, occasionally it gets stuck because it doesn't know the right path to go down. And here it's the difference between G healing and P healing. I think that's general healing and personal healing. And if I remember correctly, personal healing has to do with how much HP you recover when people heal you, or when you just are sitting around doing nothing. And then general healing is how much HP you can restore upon another person. So it's pretty interesting the way that they divide those up. and because I don't really have any healing spells or anything, I'm just gonna do the P healing, even though it's I never use it. I never equip those enchantments. Let's see. So now, look at unacquired quest, blah blah blah, cure your library, don't care, wife's worries, go to that person. Alright. So actually, wait. Did I turn in all my quests? Yeah, I think I did. Okay. So close those. Let's see. Cure your library, just gotta defeat the gangsters and butchers. Evil Gang, this quest, gotta get the butchers. And then here, it's a daily quest where you have to fight gangsters and butchers. So it's always nice to get those at the same time, and man, that guy looks cool. Alright, come on. Let's see, let's go to the gangsters and butchers. And why is it taking me around this way? Oh well. Alright, so that should be all the quests that you can acquire right now. And I'll just take control. Let's see. Remember, you can always press M to look at your map. And from your map, you can go to the Monster tab, and then look at this list of monsters, and see where it says Eagle Gang Butcher. You click on that name, and then it'll take you to where the enemies are, which I still think is an amazing feature that should be in every MMO. Although I'm sure there's plenty of people that would disagree, because it may make the game too easy, but it's really an optional feature, and it's more for the people that it's not really that explained, I guess, in the tutorial very well. So it's not like they're forcing you to do it and making the game so much easier or anything. So these are the gangsters and butchers. The butchers are the less armored one that looks like kind of like an orc. And then the the gangsters are the pig-looking things. Alright, so I just gotta defeat a few of those, and then that'll be it for this quest. I'm not sure if I picked it up already. Did I? Yeah, the villain's secret plan. You get those from the butchers, or you get one of those from the butchers. And oh look, Hakar. He's a rare monster that obviously has a little bit more health. Probably does a little bit more damage, takes a little less damage, and he has the break points that you can break him for. And then you get the achievement for beating him, and it gives you armor, and blah, blah. I'm not really paying attention to that right now, because I'm just focusing more on the quest. Let's see. Alright, so 2 more gangsters, and no more butchers. Alright. This is actually kind of probably a bad idea, because I'm attacking him really close to another butcher. And I don't need to fight any more butchers, so why am I doing this? Alright, just finishing off this last gangster. And then return to the rest of your quests, because that should be it. Yeah, just 6 of each. Alright, and then of course remember to accept your next quest, and while you're on the way, just check out your armor. Keep up to date with your armor, so that you know that you're equipping all the stuff that you can. Alright. Even if you never use cloth armor, it's always nice just to be sure that if you ever do happen to use it, that you're actually using the best armor that you can. So like I said, just keep up to date with your armor as well, and it will be nice. And not just armor, even any weapons that you pick up. But alright. So now talk to this person, finish the quest. Okay, sometimes when you open up your quest, or not that, whenever you open up your quest menu, it will, what's the term? It will like auto-set your quest thing to make you look at your unacquired quests, so that it'll tell you where to go to get any other quest that you don't have. Which can be a little frustrating, because sometimes I think that I'm already selected on the quest I need to turn in, and I'll say, oh, go talk to this person, and I'm all the way running over there, then I realize, wait a minute, that's not where I need to be going. But to Curious Library, alright, so I guess that was all the quests. I thought I had more. Or, okay, dang it, I gotta go back for that. But right now, this quest says to collect seasoned boar meat and deliver the villain's secret plan to Knot. Now, the thing about that is here is the fresh pork. It says fresh meat from a boar. Once you get 3 slices, you can ask Iron, or Iron, the chef, the chef in Seabell, gives you the coordinates to grill and season them for you. It also makes the best BLT you'll ever have. Alright, so what's interesting about that is that it says to go to the chef, and I never really paid attention to the coordinates, so here, on the map, it'll give you the merchants, which you don't actually need at the moment, but then the other NPC, if you read down this list, one of them is Restaurant Chef Iron. When you click on his name, you start going towards the chef, which again is just mind-bogglingly helpful, because it's just so amazing that you can just click on the name and be like, oh, here's where he is, and it'll just take you over there. And occasionally, like I've said before, the pathfinding isn't exactly the best, because you're always like right up against a wall and you're making a lot of turns and stuff. But anyways, here's the restaurant chef, and you talk to him and it says 3 slices of pork exchange for 1 seasoned boar meat. And that's always nice, and that's what you need for the quest. Then you go to deliver the villain's secret plan to Not, because you're collecting the boar meat to, what's the word? Not bait him, but give him motivation? I don't know the right term for that. Oh well. Persuade him, I guess. What else? Alright. Incentive? Just still trying to think of that word. Alright, so now on the unacquired quests, I'm going back to Ranch Hostess Utia, I guess you could say? Utia or something? Tranquil Hill. Alright, oh wait, I have to go back. Forgot about that quest. For this quest right now, you have to talk to these 3 people. I generally talk to them in order from top to bottom, but I'm not sure if that's actually, well, actually because you report to Merchant Abel, and one of the quest objectives is to talk to Merchant Abel, so talk to him last, so that you can just talk to him and then turn in the quest right there. Alright. And then this guy's Merchant Abel, and just get attack speed if you're a thief and a warrior, even though I never use enchantments, like, hardly ever. Alright, now something I should talk about, briefly, is this fame chest. You can use it just to sell things if you want. Sell. Get rid of the dyes, because you don't need those. I'm actually just going to get rid of these enchantments, because you can't sell them, and I never use them. And, get rid of that, or just move it out of the way. Alright, now I've still got some fresh pork, but I'm not going to make any more things with it. Ah, great, I have to be level 15. Oh well. Alright, so back to Ranch Hostess Utia, because, actually, let me double check that. The quest that I got, alright, was to get the antique sword from Shomer. And he's kind of a rare monster, not quite the same as most rare monsters. But, let's see, Curio Library. My next Grimoire quest is to defeat the Killers and the Swordsmen. So, also with the Hungry Thief daily reward, or daily quest, I have to defeat some swordsmen. So that will be interesting, how they overlap. And now just click to go to collect the antique sword from Shomer, who, like I said, is kind of a rare monster. Again, not the same. He doesn't have an achievement for defeating him, I don't think. So he's just someone that you find out here in the wild. And, oh look, Tusk. He's a rare monster that, yeah, I can kill him some other time. Right, now, Shomer should be right there. He's this guy. He looks kind of like a gangster. The, Eagle Gang gangster. But, because he's a pig, and he has the 2 swords. But, he's a little different armor. And he doesn't have the breakpoints or anything, which is kind of your clue that he's not a real rare monster. This is the antique sword, so then you just go back to Ranch Owner Brock as you get out your alpaca. And, alright, so I'm already level 14, my class points are almost done. Once I get to level 15, and I get a little more class points, then I'm going to switch over to the warrior class, just because I'd like to get them both upgraded fairly evenly. And I'll explain why once I get to level 15. Alright, so now again you have to select your reward of either cloth, heavy, or light armor, and because right now, apparently it said I didn't have any boots on. Do I not have any equipment for my boots? Oh. Oh yeah, oh well. So So yeah, just equip that. Blah blah blah. And now let's see. Alright, so for this quest, the 3-player dungeon Fort Verdur, you have to kill a bunch of killers, swordsmen, robbers, and assassins. So first I'm going to go to the, first make sure that you have all the unacquired quests, because now I have to go to Mercenary Julian, the Urson, or the bear that was over here. He will give you a couple daily quests, I think they're daily quests, that they will basically just be to kill the killers, the swordsmen, and robbers and assassins. Basically the Eagle Gang in its entirety, pretty much, except for the gangsters and butchers. But anyways, so now I already know where it is, so I don't need to use the quest to tell me. Here, these kind of yellow-tan characters, orc-type people, they are the Eagle Gang swordsmen, and I think I need to kill 12 of them for all the quests altogether. And then these, kind of like the butchers, the pig people, or no, not the butchers, the, what are they called? The gangsters. They're a little more heavily armored. Not sure if that actually affects their stats, or if it's just a cosmetic difference, or aesthetic difference, I guess. Alright, actually right now, I'm going to switch over to the warrior, because it's only level 12. Generally, it's good to keep at least 2 different classes close together in their level, and actually, I'm going to switch over to the copper axe, and I'll explain that later, but right now, just defeating some swordsmen and some robbers, or some killers, I should say, and alright, so the little yellow text that'll say how many you've killed out of how many you need to kill, it generally goes with the lowest requirement. Like if one quest says kill 3 of them and another quest says kill 6 of them, then it'll tell you how many out of 3 you've killed until you've killed 3, and then if you kill another one, it'll say how many out of 6 you've killed. So it can be a little deceptive, I guess. Not really deceptive, but just a little unclear sometimes. Either keep track of your quests on your own and remember how many you need to kill, or just always kill 1 or 2 extra just to be sure that you don't actually have to kill more. So here it actually says Hungry Thief Daily finished, so that's a good clue that you're done, but again, that could just mean that that one quest is done. Alright, so now I killed a swordsman and no yellow text came up, so don't need to worry about that. I just need to finish off a couple more killers, Eagle Gang killers. And I didn't get anything for that, so let's double check these. I still need to kill an assassin, one of the assassins and the robbers. Already got that one, and alright. So yeah, now I can move on to the robbers and assassins after you check the Grimoire quest, because then there's still one more. And this one says robbers and assassins, so alright. And again, you can click the go on the quest thing, and this is the robber. Looks like the I always forget, the gangster or the killers, because they're the pig type, and then the Eagle Gang assassin is the orc type. Alright, so, and I obtained the battle plan. But one thing that, again, I'd like to do a review on this game once I'm done leveling up and I've, conquered all the quest areas and everything. I know that because it's an MMO, there's no real end to the game, but as far as I'm pretty much near the end of all the quests, then I'll actually do like a sit-down review of the game, because this was a really interesting game to me. It has a lot of positive sides that are really interesting to me. But anyways, let's see, let's keep going and killing these assassins and the robbers. What should I talk about next? Because there's so much to talk about in this game, as far as like other kind of tips and tricks type things. And also here, these treasure chests defeat the energy chest. Whenever I read that, whenever I was doing this mission before, I thought it said empty chest. So clearly, I'm not very good at reading, or at least I don't do it very often. Alright, so let's see. It says 6 out of 6 for the Eagle Gang robbers, and I killed another one, and nothing else came up. So I only needed to kill 6. Alright, and how many assassins do I need to kill? 6, apparently. But let's just kill another one just to be sure. And nope, that was it. Alright. So now, make sure to destroy the chests, because that's for another goal, another quest. Alright. Not every single chest you see will be breakable, like these where my mouse is. Those are a different kind of chest. They're just decoration, pretty much. And oh look, one respawned right in front of me. Alright, so now just again check your quests on your quest log. And these two, they just say travel to the inner camp and the camp gate, which you'll probably end up going there anyways, even if you're not specifically trying to go there. So just checking all these. Alright. So, return to Julian, because he's closest to turn in your quests. And of course remember to turn in your Grimoire quest. And that was the end of that Grimoire quest. Now just sorting this a little bit better. And checking my armor. That one's a little better, even though I never use cloth armor. Still good to keep up with it. Alright, and keep those there. Blah, blah, blah. That's also very helpful. And alright. So now just talk to Julian to finish off some of your daily quests. And let's see, Hungry Thief, go to Ranch Hostess Utia, and then Ranch Owner Brock. And remember to always use your alpaca whenever you can. Alright, so while I'm on the way, I'm going to talk about class news. This page I never really used to pay attention to until I realized here it says Unshakable, Immune to Fear. That is your warrior class trait. And then here, Axe Expert, increases physical attack and magic attack by 15% when equipped with an axe. Again, that has to do with your warrior, which means that when you're a warrior, you should use an axe. I'm pretty sure they're all two-handed weapons. Let me just equip that. The Agile Copper Axe, I actually didn't need to equip it. It's on the right side where it says current equipment. It does a lot of damage, but if you look at it, the Devout Crystal Iron Sword does 600 damage, or 607, and then the Mori's Gilded Toxic Root does 671. So if you put that together, that's at least 1200, but then the current weapon, the Agile Copper Axe, that does 1159, so it actually does less, but because you have the Axe Expert, it increases your attack by 15% when you have an axe, so that kind of makes up for it. But occasionally, if you're using a two-handed weapon, make sure that it's stronger than the two one-handed weapons that you have. And another thing, if you have a two-handed weapon, then you're able to parry an attack every now and then, which will half the damage that you take from that attack. And if you have a shield with a one-handed weapon, then that shield will allow you to block an attack, which will completely negate the damage from an attack. So that's interesting. Alright, the heavy weapon, or heavy armor mastery, that is also, like I said, from the warrior class, because the warriors use heavy armor. And the Jewel Fusion, capable of fusing various gems into advanced special materials, human only, unavailable. That, I've never really done that ever, at all, in all of my experience, because it has to do with crafting and collecting materials from rare monsters, and I never really reached that level. I always get bored before that, but hopefully this walkthrough will be enough motivation to, get through that. Alright, so then here you can also change your outfit. I'm actually going to set it to this outfit just because once your class gets to different levels, like level 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, you can unlock different outfits. Now, the really big problem I have with this is because right now I'm at level 15. Level 15 is the last level where you can buy the dyes from the dye merchant, and it's also the last level you can use the dyes for your clothing on those from the dye merchant. Now there are other dyes that you can collect from the alpaca, but you have to spend either real money or you just have to spend a lot of time collecting the alpaca coins to be able to use them. And I just really don't even bother with that. So once I get past level 15, if I haven't dyed a costume, then I'm just not going to dye a costume. And I'm just going to have to play with it without the actual dye on it, which is kind of lame. But anyways, back to the quest. Fort Verdur 2, which I actually should have split into its own episode, but oh well. I have to defeat Boswell and retrieve Rolf's pocket watch from Boswell. So, just click the go button, And you might have seen me going up to a certain point and then turning around, when I was killing all the other robbers and assassins. And that's because I saw that Boswell was up there, so I figured I'll just leave him for when I actually have to kill him. Alright, so right here he's this green orc-looking thing, and he's a little bit tougher, but he's not a real rare monster. He'll show up as a rare monster on the map, like if you go, going back to the ranch owner, and always, oh dang it, I can't use my alpaca when I'm in combat, which is kind of annoying, but makes sense. Alright, just wait for the leaving combat to appear up on the top. Come on. Oh well, okay, there it is. And then equip it. Alright, so on your map, if you go to monster, down here, it should say Boswell. Yeah, down here, Eagle Gang Camp Leader, Boswell. It says that he's a rare monster because of the different font color, but really it's not the same as the achievement rare monster, so you don't really have to worry about that too much. Alright, so I did level up my class, so get that all taken care of and put a bunch into this new attack and all that. Alright, so here I have a choice between heavy armor and cloth armor. Obviously I'm going to choose heavy armor because I never use cloth armor. Alright, so while I'm doing this, I should probably talk about license knowledge. I think I've already talked about it, but here it's just some extra stats, I guess. For each level, strength goes up by 1%. So I put in 10 points, so it goes up by 10%, which is pretty handy. Alright, so everything's good there. Now, that is it for the main quest, and now I'm going to move on to the dungeon, which, again, it's the single-player dungeon. The first time you go through it, and then once you're done with the single-player dungeon, you can go through again on the multiplayer dungeon. You can actually do the multiplayer first, but as far as the quests go, you get a quest for the single-player one first, and then once you're done with that, you get the daily quest for the multiplayer dungeon. And generally, if you go through the strategy of just going through every single quest as much as you can and getting as experienced as you can, generally you can go through the multiplayer quest on your own. It just means that you'll have to spend a lot more time waiting to recharge your life, because they do a lot of damage, and it just takes a while until you get into the higher levels to recharge your HP. And also I should talk about the Blessed Crystal. Every 5 levels you can activate it to get a bunch of rarer items, I guess. And just personal preference, the way I organize my bag. Move all these down. I've got so many health potions and mana potions that I never use, because I'm always saving them for a like an emergency, and I always tell myself, oh well, maybe there's a bigger emergency coming up that I need it for, so I never use them. It's just so ridiculous. I just stockpile them so well. Alright, so anyways, here's the dungeon, and I like to use Combat Cyclone a lot in the dungeon because it helps do damage to a lot of enemies at once. Alright, and on single player dungeon, these enemies are pretty easy, especially because, again, if you've been doing every single quest, then you get a little bit, not exactly over leveled, but I'm a higher level than you're expected to be in this zone. Alright, and again, just make sure that you're keeping up with your health and using your potions to keep yourself full, or at least close. Now, like the last dungeon, there are some enemies that are really easy to kill, and then some that take a little bit more effort, that are a little bit stronger. And in here, these pig-type enemies, generally they're pretty easy. The blue ones are a little bit easier than these red ones with the armor, because the blue ones are a little bit more like the mages. And again, just keeping up with armor, making sure I've got the best, even when I don't really need it. And, alright. So now here, like I said, the blue ones are kind of like mages. They use some kind of magic attack sometimes, but usually they're just attacking you with the with their axes. Alright, and the pet is also very helpful in the dungeon for reasons that I shall show you in a moment. once I heal myself. Here, if you take your pet off of combat mode into loot mode, and then turn it back into combat mode while you're targeting an enemy, and this actually worked out in the wrong way, you can sort of send your pet to go attack the enemy before you, and if you do it right, you can sort of single out one enemy without calling the whole horde up to you. But I accidentally did the opposite of that, because my pet took so long to go catch up to him. But alright, I'll show that off actually a little bit better coming up. But again, because the pet will come up within attacking range, and then be right about to attack, but then he'll run out of attacking range, so then the pet has to catch up. But anyways, again, keep up with your HP, and just take these guys out. It's always nice to take them out one at a time if you can, especially the green ones. They're the tough enemies, kind of like the golems, rather than the crabs from the last dungeon, if you remember that. Alright. So again, keep an eye on your HP. It's always important in the dungeon to keep an eye on it. Alright, and you don't really need to be completely full. Being completely full obviously helps, but not always necessary. Alright. And there is a lot of time where you just gotta sit down or drink a bunch of potions to make sure that you're alright. And increase that, blah, and switch to the thief now, because I've already got full class points on the other one. And the thief is a dagger expert, which increases his physical and magic attack by 15% when equipped with a dagger. However, I don't think I actually have a dagger yet. And quick means increases attack speed and evasion by 30%. That's just the thief characteristic. He has the light armor mastery, and again dual fusion, because that's a human thing, not a class thing. Alright, so the reason why I wouldn't want to use the thief quite as often is because he's much more on the damage dealing side and not so much on the damage receiving side. He's much more of a DPS than a tank, so it's a little bit lighter, so he'll do more damage quickly, but that's close. But he'll also take a lot more damage quicker, unless you have a lot better armor or something. Alright, so like I said, did take quite a bit of damage, and I never really used Hidden Force or Sneak, so I don't really have any advice on how to use those, because I don't really know how to use those. Alright, so here, the Quaid, he is the boss, and you can see that he has some enemies around him, so, and my game is kind of lagging right now, but, oh dang, it's really lagging. But if you send your pet off to attack one of the enemies near the boss, then it'll attract the attention of the enemies, but not the boss. The boss will only attack you, and man, my game's going really slow. Oh wow. What is happening? Oh man. This is terrible. Alright, well, if you're still listening, I guess. Man, seriously, what is happening with my game? That is ridiculous. It's never happened before. Alright, well, I got rid of those two enemies in this lag. It's so ridiculous. Man, what am I... See, this happens before, or it has happened before, with another game. Alright. Okay, so I just kind of stopped the recording for a second, and then brought it back, and apparently that helps. I'm not really sure why. Helped a little bit, but not very much. Alright, so just send your pet to attack that one guy, just to be sure that when you're fighting the boss, you don't have any distractions. Alright, now here, when you click on the boss, come on, click on the boss, his weaknesses are fire and lightning. Now usually I always have to check what the enemy actually drops, and look, alright, he drops a bow, a staff, a trophy, which I don't actually need that much, and that's it, as far as his break items. So I don't really use any of the items that are the rare drops, so I'm not actually going to focus too much on breaking him. If I was, I'd have to use the mage, because he's the only one that has the fire and lightning attacks. Alright, so there. That's one boss down. and not really much of a problem, and I should not just run into a room without paying attention. Oh, dang it, this is not good. I just attracted way more attention than I can handle. Let's see if I can live. Probably not. Nope. Alright. So, this is a good time to talk about the death option and the revive. Revive will revive you wherever you last synced your soul with the Soul Guardian. I don't remember where that was. So if you click revive here, that will put you back at the beginning of the dungeon. Now, all the monsters are still dead, but obviously your health is really low, and your MP, so now you just gotta run all the way back to where you were. So I'll just catch up with you there. Alright, so now I'm back, and took some time just to wait and refill my HP, wait for that green monster to walk on by, and then just deal with these guys, not necessarily one-on-one, but 1-on-4, 4-on-1, or whatever. And, yeah. So, 4 at a time is good. You can do that. And then, oh look, I did kill one on this side. So now it's just 3-on-1. And I think it's funny that they don't actually like, automatically attack me before I get all the way in there. And look, justice is served. That's actually pretty interesting. If you go to the event list and recommended event, the demonstration of strength. Every day, you have to defeat a certain amount of monsters within 3 levels of you. So that's what I was talking about earlier, on the last episode, I think. And I just finished that, so it gave me some experience and some class points. That obviously I didn't really need that much, but oh well. Alright, so I'm just getting rid of these guys, and I should keep an eye on my HP. Alright, and of course the green one apparently doesn't realize, hey, there used to be guards here, now they're dead. And oh look, there's a guy way over there that's attacking everyone, and I shouldn't do anything at all. So anyways, just get rid of this guy real quick. Alright. Then just take care of this Eagle Gang fighter, which is always the tougher enemy. Alright, so that's pretty easy. And now we go into the final boss room. Not like final boss of the game or anything, just the dungeon. Alright, and there's 4 green enemies, the fighters. So just take those out one at a time. Try to single them out if you can, but it's not always possible, or best, because sometimes they walk close together like that. So the other one's probably gonna, yeah, he's gonna see me and come up to me. Alright, but I was able to get quite a bit of damage into the first one, so I'm not actually fighting both of them at the same time, really. Alright, and then just one more. Probably should have healed before I started attacking him, but not a big deal. He goes down pretty quick if you know which combo to use. Alright, so again, just heal up a little bit. Just using those bigger ones. Alright, so Ketak, Ketik, I don't know. He has 2 Eagle Gang leaders next to him. So again, just send in your pet, whatever type of pet it is, and it'll attract the attention of the others. And it'll actually get a pretty good head start on destroying one of them. That's good. And alright. So this is something I actually picked up while I was not recording. It's a waist armor piece, which isn't necessarily rare, but you don't get it very close to the beginning of the game. I mean, right now it's like really the first time you get it. But anyways, Ketak, his drops are actually a big axe, a 2-handed weapon, which is stronger than the other one that I have. And then his Forgiveness Mace, which is a 1-handed weapon that would be nice to use for the rogue. And his Pocket Watch, which is a trophy, which attacking has 2% chance to summon an ogre to assist you in battle, which is very nice. Not necessary at all or anything, but here his weaknesses are Pierce and Slash. So if I had been using the bird like I had the first time, that would have been helpful to help out. But because I have swords, that deals with the slash aspect of it. And alright, I got the Pocket Watch and the Enhanced Cobalt Copper Sword. Alright, that's alright. Still does more damage than my current weapons. Although, actually, one little thing I do is whenever I'm trying to dual wield something and I need to replace the second one that I have. Actually, wait. That wasn't what I wanted. This one and that one. Alright, so whenever you're trying to replace your offhand weapon, what I do is I equip a 2-handed weapon so that both of my other weapons are in my box, and then I can just equip those two specifically, rather than have to go to your character page and unequip your offhand weapon first. Alright, so that was that, and if you look on your quest, now you have to go talk to Rolf, and then you just have to go turn it into Seabell Mayor Spence, and then you'll be done with that quest. Then you can go through and, oh no, it's lagging again. Am I flying? Anyways, so yeah, the game is kind of laggy, but right now I'm just running away, or running to where I need to turn in my quests. So after you do the single player dungeon and then turn it in, you get the daily quest for the multiplayer dungeon, which I'm not actually going to do on camera right now, just because it's doing the same thing, just a lot more waiting. And of course it is nice if you can find someone to play this game with, to do the multiplayer with, but again, not always necessary if you have enough equipment or if you're high enough level. Alright, so talk to Seabell Mayor Spence on Fort Verdur, and here, let's see, that's helpful, and I'm actually going to get the mace. Alright, so first let me talk about this fame chest a little bit more. Alright, so here the journey ring and the flag ring, one has a bunch of strength, agility, crit rate, and attack speed, which is good for warriors and thieves, and the flag ring has agility, intelligence, magic, crit rate, and cast speed, which is good for like the mages type of character. I'm actually going to get the journey ring, and then the demon's left eye, I don't actually need. Yeah, I'm not actually going to get it, but that's also just another trophy, and yeah, I'll switch it for that. The copper mace, again, I'm going to switch, let's see. Alright, so the enhanced cobalt copper sword is better, and then the copper mace is good as my secondary weapon. And the reason I have it as the secondary weapon is because then I have a mace for the strike weakness and a sword for the slash weakness. So if I come up against something that has a bash weakness, or a strike weakness, then switching the mace to my my primary weapon will make my attacks have the strike effect, even though I do have a sword in my second hand. And if it has a slash weakness, you put the sword in your main hand and your mace in your offhand, and you will have the effect of the strike. Alright, now the fame, I should have talked about in the fame chest, that you get by completing quests within the area, daily quests or regular quest lines, and those will allow you to buy those rare items. They're usually rings, sometimes necklaces, and trophies. Here, you can see that you can have 2 trophies. The departure crystal increases your stats every now and then it's just the ogre, blah blah blah. Alright, so that's what I look like here. Let's see. What else? Because this is winding down on the episode. Alright, and you can see this little green exclamation point over here for the multiplayer quest. But anyways, here at the monster page on the map tab thing, it shows you where all the rare monsters are. If you click on it, it'll take you to them. And here, if you go to achievement and then rare monsters, it'll show you which monsters you defeated. Now, if you collect, or if you defeat all the monsters up to the wetlands, when you actually defeat all the rare monsters in the wetlands and everywhere before it, it will give you an achievement and a title for plus 3% experience and class points. And the special thing about that title is you don't have to equip the actual title to have that bonus effect. Now, I've only ever gotten that bonus on one of my characters, because I've only played a single character up to the point where I can actually do that once, which is so ridiculous. But I do recommend that throughout your quests, you do search out for those rare monsters and fight them on your way up, so that once you are able to defeat the wetland monsters, you don't have to go back and defeat all the other ones. Alright, so that's it for this episode. I'm sure it's a really long one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.